Greetings from Atolia, I'm Little Bones, and I think this video is going to post up on the 25th, which might be a bit weird, so I'm not expecting anyone really to watch this. However, this is Olli Olli on the third episode of the week. Now, for the first two, we did Urban and Junkyard for the first episode there, and we did the fifth one on the second episode. Went over to the port, did all the port, and did all the base up to the fifth one right here. So we're going to jump straight in and carry on going. It's not as if you really need to actually have... Whoa, okay, straight away, this one's going to be more difficult. It's not as if you need to listen to watch the previous videos. It's appreciated if you do, but it's not as if you actually have to. Okay, basically, I can't jump on that snow. For no buggering hell. If I jump on that snow, I will basically lose. So I basically just got to go over it. For some reason I thought the idea then was to grind on the floor. That is definitely a thing I managed to do quite a bit here. I'm going to try to do the same thing we did last time, which is... Oh, bug it. Make sure you land properly. It generally helps. Anyway, what I'm going to try to do this base one here, maybe do a good amount of the next one, which is Neon City. I think that's the last one, but I'm not 100% certain. I'm also not 100% certain why on earth I pressed retry there either. I probably shouldn't have pressed retry there. Okay, let's get a bit faster. Oh, and make sure you land. Make sure you land. Yeah, it generally helps, you know, landing in this game. Okay. I'm not actually going to try any tricks unless I finish Neon City really quickly. But let's face it, with how bad I actually am, I doubt I'm going to finish Neon City very quickly. But if I have a spare, you know, a couple of minutes towards the end. Oh, bugger. I have to land them all right. I have to land them all right because there's two in a row. Land. Oh, bug it. I should probably grind there, shouldn't I? So, jump, land, jump, grind, land properly, jump, land properly, jump, land properly, jump, land properly, grind, over, and we are as far as we've ever been. And landed incorrectly there, but it's all good. Sketchy landing there. And I pulled it back just there. I was kind of concentrated a bit there. I noticed the silence then. I was sort of concentrating because that's quite a good go then at this. Oh my word. Okay, it was the bottleneck at the beginning, or was the bottleneck yet to come? Oh, I don't think the bottleneck's yet to come, but we did kind of do quite a bit there. So once we get past this beginning bit here, it's a little bit... Oh, footy hell. Can't be able to jump onto though. Jump there. And land, grind, land, skid, land, 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 grind, grind, and now we're past this. Okay. There is definitely a little bit of a bottleneck at the beginning. There's definitely a little bit of it. I'm not sure how much of a bottleneck it actually is, and whether or not it actually matters. But, yeah. Oh, nope, gotta make sure I land there. So, do this again then. So, jump, land, nope. Jump and fail. I think that's the way we work this. You know, jump, fail, fail, fail. Oh my god. Yes, did it. And then forget to grind. Yeah, forget to grind. Isn't that the way you do it? I'm sure that's the way you do it, isn't it? You forget to grind and then you win. No, actually that's not the way it happens. What really happens is you forget to grind and then you lose and then you have to start back at the beginning again. And you hit a snowman in the face. That doesn't seem to move. It seems to be made out of metal. Never do snowmen made out of metal. I always thought it was snow. And snow is usually quite, you know, you can break it pretty easily. Oh my word. I ran to speed there. I need to make sure I jump a little bit more on those bits. Make sure you land properly. I'll land properly twice in a row there. And again. And not jump too early there. Oh my word, okay. Land properly. Land properly. I don't know why I jumped twice there. Why did I jump twice there? What was the purpose of me jumping twice there? There was no purpose of me jumping twice there. I just happened to do it. Okay. For some reason I thought that was a good idea. Did not ollie early enough there. Oh my word, never mind. Come on, we can do this. Can we? Can we do this? I'm not quite sure. Okay. Jump, grind, jump, land. Easy peasy. Jump, land, jump, land, jump, land, jump, jump. Nope. Not jump there. Hold up there. That's what you got to do there. That worked. It wasn't the best way, but that kind of worked. I'll probably fail on this bit though. Nope, I didn't quite fail. Oh, they failed that bit there. I failed just after it. Oh my word. That there might be the bottleneck. The fact that you have to sort of have to be able to skip that to a certain extent. Otherwise, you're too slow. So the bottleneck isn't really... Oh, this bit here is a bit difficult. This bit here is not actually the bottleneck. The bottleneck is actually that bit. Is going too slow that far along. But you can't really get up any speed when you grind. Unless there is a way of getting speed as you grind. Maybe I should actually attempt to press a button when I grind. Buttons seem to do tricks, right? Maybe there are tricks I can do when I grind. Maybe that's the reason why you automatically get flipped up. Does that sound about right? Maybe? Question mark? Maybe I should go into an earlier level and see whether any of the buttons do anything when I grind, because this one's probably not the one to trial test something like that. I think so. So let's go on to... Which one was the first one we ground on? I think it was Junkyard. Might not have been Junkyard 1. But there should be a lot of grinding on here. Let's try and get to a part where you grind. Here. And press any other button. Nope. None of the buttons did anything then. Do any of these buttons do anything? Nope, none of these buttons do anything. Oh my word, okay. None of them buttons did absolutely anything, I'm pretty sure. Okay, land there. Oh my word. Why are these levels so sort of kind of easy? Okay, so I spent a long time trying to do this level, and to the point where I gave up commentary and basically played this for like a good sort of 45-minute session after my commentary, trying to complete this level. And what you see now is me doing it. Now, at the very end, I kind of swore because it was so many attempts. I was going to count, but it's just a whole bunch. It must be over 100 attempts I tried to do this level. So there's a few things I realised, and a few things that I cut out. Stuff like you can do different grinds. You can position. I think I always do the upward grind, which is the tail slide or something like that it's called. But you can do other ones like the nose grind, the nose slide, and the 5-0 by pressing different directions. The only thing I've found out since doing this is that they kind of slow you down. The nose grind does. Other than that, it's basically all the same. So this is me now. For some reason I didn't cut out some of these failed attempts, but one of these at the end is going to be a successful attempt. Mark my words, trust me, I did this level. And then we're going to go on to the next one, and you're going to take my commentary from back about 2 hours ago when I recorded this. So this was a really difficult thing, and I'm not quite sure why. It did have a minor error as well. The minor error was occasionally I'd land in the snow for some reason. I wasn't like sent back to the beginning, even though I was inside the snow. So whenever I moved, it immediately, went back and retried me. It happened about 4 or 5 times out of all these attempts. I'm not quite sure whether or not that's the only bug in this thing, but I definitely found it. And I think the one I'm watching right now is actually the end. Nope, it's not, because we just got hit. I'm watching this with you, by the way, on my editing software, so I know what I'm actually seeing. I thought that was the actual one there, but it's actually not. The actual one must be sometime afterwards. Did I just not edit this properly? I think that's probably what happened. I'm not the best when it comes to this kind of thing. So I'm landing quite perfect things at the end. I think I nailed down the whole perfect landing after all this practice. That doesn't mean when I start commentating I don't turn to poop immediately. I did also try the Steam controller, like I said I did later on in the footage. The Steam controller didn't really work that much. It was too difficult to get my head around using the paddles for certain things instead of using the Xbox 360 controller. So I ended up switching back to it later on. Yeah, I don't know why. I think our brain is just sort of focused on the 360 version, and this here is obviously the one that succeeds. And about now, I basically swore and said, OMG, I finished it. And now I'm going to take you back to my footage, my Let's Play back then. Okay, so now I have now shown you the clip of me finishing that level after I've now been recording for about an hour. No joke. I switched over to the Steam controller and back again when I realised you couldn't really do much with the Steam controller. We're now on Neon City, which is this place here, which is, I guess, Japan? Question mark? I mean, I'm not quite 100% certain, but it looks like sort of Hong Kong or China or some place like that. I guess Hong Kong's more neon, isn't it, than other places. I guess a lot of like Japanese cities. And by a lot of Japanese cities, I really mean Tokyo. I mean, I realize now that all my references are nothing to do with Japan and more to do with like mainstream commercial Japan. But either way, let's take a look at these maps, shall we? I don't know whether or not I'll even. They don't seem anywhere near as difficult as the last one I was on. And that there's actually the foreground. Okay, it's increasingly becoming more difficult to tell what's in the foreground and what's in the background on this. I've noticed those are foreground, so I've got to make sure that I make that second jump there, haven't I? Becoming increasingly difficult. I mean, when we had the bloody junkyard, at least then it was grayscale stuff was foreground. No, grayscale stuff was background, and everything with a little bit of colour on was foreground. Okay, I'm not sure what that was. Oh, bugger in hell. I think this is definitely... Oh, okay. The characters in the background actually do tell you it's got to be either Japan or China, because it's all the katakana, whatever it's called, the characters that they use. But I think it's more Japan than it is China, Hong Kong. I know Hong Kong isn't actually China, technically, sort of. Question mark. Go watch CGP Grey. He'll tell you exactly what the situation of Hong Kong is. It's the country, the most country-like country that isn't a country, and the Vatican is the least country-like country that isn't a country. That's the way. Oh, that is a country rather. Yeah, that's the way around it goes. Oh my word! I've got to decide which I'm going to grind on there, don't I? I'm sort of not really concentrating anymore. I've done so much of the bloody last level when I wasn't talking whatsoever. I now need to get used to actually talking and doing these levels at the same time. Okay, land there, speed up there. Jump up, try and get over the top. Can I get over the top? No, I can't. That's going to be worse. That's worse than me just doing that. Yes, it was. Okay. That's all a load of long bits. I don't really want to get caught up in the long bits. I want to jump over the foreground. Over here. And that's fine with me. Over onto the dinosaur? Question mark. I'm not quite sure what that is. We're going to go over here, and land there. Jump over into there, over there. Speeding up probably is a bad idea there. Yeah, that was a terrible, terrible run that there was. Okay, jump over here, over onto here, over down here, and jump off at the end. Land. Jump, and then don't jump. Don't jump there. I've got to make sure that I get onto that second piece of that piece there of foreground grindiness. This is getting increasingly more difficult to figure out what you're supposed to grind on and what you're not supposed to grind on. Can I ever make it? I don't think I can ever make it over that, can I? Without actually jumping from another grindy bit onto that bit. I'm not sure I can actually grind onto that bit. Okay, that's fine. If I can make it, I can make it. If I can't make it, then guess what? I can't make it. Stairs. Make sure you don't get hit by the stairs. Just jump over this stuff. Go faster and then jump over all this lot. Do a sloppy landing because I don't know, because I'm not very good. Even after an hour of doing the same level over and over again. What happened then? Did I accidentally not press up? I might not accidentally press up, I guess. No idea. What the hell? Gotta make sure you press up here. Or the other ones, which are those ones. I don't know whether this is even faster or slower though. It's definitely different. Not sure if it's faster or slower to press back instead of up. Okay, landed that one. Let's land that. Let's do a forward nose grind. Nose grind seems to be slower. Nose grinds are definitely slower. So maybe this is the faster one. Maybe this is faster. Maybe nose grinds are slower. In the past, I've not really figured out whether or not the different grinds have in any way different speeds. But maybe they do. I guess we'll figure it out. Yeah, definitely nose grinds definitely slower, I think. I don't think that's just me. I think that is actually a legit thing. Whether or not this sort of whatever it's called, a backwards one. Oh my word, I jumped off and because I was holding that button it did a freaking trick. I don't really want to, that makes me want to press up more. Because I don't want to accidentally do a trick halfway through something. Nope. Maybe I should not ever do nose grinds. I'm not sure what there is. 5-0? Okay. 5-0, the police, aren't they? So why is that called a 5-0? No idea. And I probably should have stayed on there. Yeah, I probably should have stayed on that big one. Just restart that. Unless you get onto that stuff at the top, it's basically game over. Okay, over here, grind onto there, maybe go slightly slower, so it's really quick now. He says and then presses A and speeds up, but either way. Can I make it onto here? So I can. But that's nowhere near fast enough to get over here. Nowhere near fast enough. So I can't just ride all that all the way down. Okay, that's fair enough then. At least I know. Should not have tried to press speed up there. Need to be able to at least see the second of these, I think, before we finish this off, I think. I don't even know how long the previous lot is. I'm going to probably edit the previous one down to about 7 minutes. And I started recording after an hour and 7 now, so hopefully we'll be able to see the second one in time. Oh my word, maybe not if I don't concentrate though. Maybe not if I don't concentrate on all this. Okay, let's do this, this, and jump over there. If I don't get that far, then there's no point. There's no point in even carrying on. Okay, so I did this again, basically. I did the last level, well, first level of this again, and I'm now showing you me completing it. This was another completing Outer Ball Lake, but not so much. I think I played for about 20 odd minutes. I'll end up saying this afterwards. Now, I do actually quite like this sort of environment. The only problem is that because the background is a little bit more colourful, the foreground is a bit more colourful, and hence it's a little more difficult to tell is something in the foreground or background without, you know, twatting your head in it first, which I do quite a bit until I realise, actually, yeah, that's the foreground. It's a little bit of a problem. I do like the fact that there's a train in the background there. I think this might be the first animated thing I've done, or be done in this, but yes, this is me completing that level. Back to my normal commentary. Let's take a look at Neon City 2, shall we? And let's have I'll probably do my commentary for another 10 minutes, and if I can't complete it within like 10 minutes, then I'll probably end doing the same thing again, to be fair. Hopefully this one will be a little bit easier. So there's a big drop at the start there, so I really got to get it onto these. I've noticed the last one, by the way, you kind of have to grind on the signs. Like, there's no other way to actually do it in some bits. Oh my word. I need to get enough speed to do that. I want to get enough speed to do all this. I don't know whether I can even land and do it. Oh, I definitely can't land there. Definitely have to jump on the first sign. There's no way I'm going to have to jump all over all that stuff. Okay. Okay, I got downhill at least. But not quite fast enough. Nowhere near fast enough. Okie dokie. So the bottleneck again is right. Well, there is no bottleneck on these, actually, I realise. It's just a hard level all the way through. So let's just try this again. We can do this though, I think. I think we can do this. Can we? I'm unsure. This looks like it's going to be the last world as well, so this is probably the hardest world of all, so I'm not too miffed if we... What the frick happened then? I'm not sure what happened then. We were grinding and then he said ow, so then I didn't press back anymore. Okay. We've got a whole load of stuff there. Did you see all them obstacles then? Absolutely load of them. Nope, I'll go to that. Come on, let's jump over here, onto here, onto here. And we're doing the wrong kind of bloody jump, aren't we, really? What we're really trying to do is the normal one, probably. Let's see. The normal one's probably the one to do, I reckon. Might not be. Because the normal one is like medium speed. The 5.0. No, the nose grind is probably the worst one. Yeah, the nose grind is really slow. If you pull back, which one is that one? That one's the 5.0. That one seems to be grinding quite a bit as well. And the other one is down, which is the nose ollie. I'm not sure if that's faster or slower. I can't tell. All I know is that for some reason this guy cannot keep up any kind of speed. Unless we have to use our triggers a lot more. I don't know whether we're meant to be using our... Oh, what the frick was that? I'm holding my right trigger then, by the way. I'm holding my left trigger, and he seems to do a bunch of spins. Okay, what? And that one there does the same thing. An Ollie 540. And the other way. So, I can do spins. Will spins help me whilst I'm grinding? Let's see, shall we? Let's see. No. The answer is literally no. There is no way speeding up dramatically whilst grinding. Grinding is a way of slowing down. Why anyone would want to slow down, I have no idea. This guy apparently wants to slow down to the point where he can't even make it. Like what am I meant to do? Am I meant to jump right on the tip of it and jump just with enough? Yeah, that is it, isn't it? When we're jumping, we're just enough to make it. And I've got to make it on that second doorway. Yeah. Got to make it on that second doorway. Okay, don't bother with that. That's not going to go anywhere. You've got to jump right, like way earlier than you think you should. On the first one, I don't think you do. Because the first one's so short. Ah, I can do one on this one. I can do one here. All I've got to do on this one here is do a 5.0. We know what a 5.0 is. Do we? We say we know what a 5.0 is, but do we actually do one? No, we do not. 5.0 down. Because I've forgotten. Completely. 5.0. No, that's a no slide. Is the back one the 5.0? Yes. The back one is the 5.0. So I finished that one there. The other one there says collect all the grind markers. So we can go and do this level and collect all the grind markers. We could do that quite easily, I think. Can we? Surely. On the second level, surely we could get 2 of these stars. We can go up here, grab... Oh, missed that my marker completely. Don't know why I was bothering even jumping. There was no actual obstacle in front of me. Land that perfectly. It's all good. And that sloppily. Doesn't matter too much. All I'm after is those grind markers there. Not sure if they really have much purpose. I think it really is just for the idea of these stars, whatever they are for. There's a grind marker up there. I gather there would be, so why I started grinding on it. Because usually in these situations, they're on all the grindy things. Oh, over here, and just about got it and landed it sloppily, but I've got all the stars at least. So what are the other ones on here? Collect all the grind markers. What? Did I do that? No, I did the wrong one. Okay, I did a 5 times combo. I didn't get all the grind markers. Let's get all the grind markers, and next time maybe I should be looking at the bottoms of the screen so I can see whether or not I actually do the star I think I'm doing. So we'll get 3 stars in this one then, won't we then? That's not too bad. Maybe we'll see if we can do the other star on it. Because we're now on 3, aren't we? No, we're now on 2 stars. This will make it 3 stars. The other one's probably going to be a ridiculously high score. And the other one's probably going to be... I'm not sure what the other one actually was, actually. Particular combo, was it? Land that one perfectly. This is where I was before, wasn't it? And that was another 2 grind markers. Another grind marker there. Another grind marker there. Oh, wow. Then all the grinds. It must be. So I must have to go all the way to the end. And there we go. Tear it up is complete. So we did that. Score of bloody law. Score 1s are boring. Let's not do score 1, shall we? Flip out. Let's do bad air day. Bad what? I'm not sure what they even mean. Spray can grab. What does that mean? Grab all the spray cans and finish. Okay, we can do that. We can grab all the spray cans and finish, I'm sure. We can sort this out, I'm sure. Where are all the spray cans? Oh, all the spray cans were exactly where I was missing them. All down the bottom. All down the bottom over here. They were. No, after this, you've got to not do anything there. Although I should probably be landing these moves still. But I've got to not grind, essentially. Okay. We could do this. Jump over here, over onto here. Jump over onto the rail, over all this stuff, land and then grab the stuff. Land and grab the stuff, land, grind, land, land, and do the same again. That's not too bad. How about down here? I'm not even sure. I am not even sure where the rest of these cans actually are now. Which is not a good sign because we're quite far ahead here. And I might have missed some of them. I have no idea. No, I didn't. I got them all. Okay. It's fair enough. That was the only one. Yeah, that was the only one. Wasn't necessarily score related. I did all the ones in that one there. What does this one say? Collect all the wrenches. We can do that. Let's go collect all the wrenches, shall we? Okay, that's not too bad. Got one there. Ooh, wow. I've got to be able to get on that truck over then. Okay, we can do that. I think we can do that. I do realise I say I can do that on most levels as well. Oh wow, maybe I can't do that one. Oh, we can do this one here because it just says do a nose grind. Yeah, we can do that. A nose grind is not too difficult. You got 2 seconds. I think. If we can land it. Which we did. Which was nulls. No sloppy or sketchy landings. We might be able to do that one. Maybe. We might be able to do that one. What we got to do is finish this level off without doing a single sketchy landing. So okay or above. We could do that, I think. Let's have a look, shall we? Grab one of the wrenches, which was the other star, but we've missed a bunch of those. There's no point me bothering with that, is there? Really? A bunch of grinding. Land okayly. Yes. We don't want to land anything but okayly. Land okayly. Okayly. And we made that last star as well. And that is, I guess, where we will end this episode off. So yeah, there was a little bit of me cutting in, me finishing the levels off because it was quite difficult. This is the last episode, I think, of Olli Olli, because I basically finished everything that I feel like I need to finish, especially considering the fact of how difficult Neon City actually is, especially with commentating over it. And today is actually Christmas, because this will be up on Friday. So Merry Christmas, I suppose, if you're watching this on the day, and if not, anything else I want to say is New Year's, I guess. Happy New Year's? Question mark. On your screen you'll see links to my other videos, so you can see links to my external videos on my main channel. Please rate, comment and subscribe, and I will catch you next time on Monday for another Let's Play of another game. And I will see you then. Goodbye.